Hello, and welcome to the Inside Job experiment. This is day 7 of Alignment is an Inside Job, the Summer of Coherence. And this is my 3-month experiment where I am tracking energies that show up for me and noticing what begins to shift and soften or expand in my inner and outer world in terms of being in alignment and having head heart coherence with what is showing up in my daily life. And so, what I'm noticing today is that it feels like a day of play. Yesterday was day 6, and I spent the day in resting and just relaxing and enjoying my day. And I got a really great night of sleep. And today is a day where I woke up and I just noticed myself becoming very playful and just allowing myself to be led by little moments of inspiration. And one of the ways that that showed up for me, or a couple of ways that showed up for me, was um, there was this animal movement workout that showed up on YouTube, and I'm like, let's do it. And it was like this combination of yoga and functional movements and moving like an animal, and it was hard, but I had a lot of fun. And then another thing is that I just became a dog grandma. My daughter adopted a dog, and so I decided to go online and shop for little pink booties for the dog because they need to protect their feet from hot pavement. And so I had fun shopping for my little grand dog. And one other thing that showed up for me, this is my world. I know. Another thing that showed up for me was I sent my mom a video of a squirrel, my mom and a friend of mine, a video of a squirrel like eating. I fed it some nuts yesterday and it was eating it. And we had this funny conversation about the squirrel. So just little ways of it just my day is already feeling so playful. And and I'm also going to go and connect with a friend in a little bit. So it's turning out to be a day of play. And I see play on a spectrum. It's not necessarily like, you have to go out and go nuts and put pressure on yourself to have fun, but it really I see it as a way of just kind of just doing what I just described, of just being inspired by an impulse and letting yourself follow it. And so today's coherence lesson is obviously about play, because play is life force in motion when you really think about it. It reconnects us to the parts of ourselves that are spontaneous and intuitive and creative. And once we tap into that, it's just something that makes us feel so much more alive. And so it's just such a necessary part of something to incorporate definitely in our week, but also throughout our days. And this matters because I think that we've been trained to feel like we always need to be productive and that we have to be doing something, or whatever we do needs to lead to something that has some kind of outcome to it. And a few other things I want to mention about play is that it just helps us to discover what lights us up. Like, I never knew that I would enjoy an animal flow workout, right? And once after I did it, I thought, wow, this is really fun. I want to do more of this. And so I love how just these moments of being open to something new helps us, is helping me to just find something new and interesting to do, and to connect with it in a way that helps me move my energy and to get present and in my body. And so it's basically about just play helping to connect us to what is natural for us, what comes natural, and what is really in our energy. And so today's micro practice is simple. We're going to get present. We're going to place one hand on our heart, and we're going to take a deep inhale, let it go. And then we're going to just connect to a question of what is one thing that feels playful for me today? And just listen. And then we can ask, what is something that can feel fun and curious, make me feel more alive today? And then also just add in, like, what is one thing that I can enjoy? And so, whatever comes to you, you might have gotten an impression in that moment, or just trust that when you ask yourself that question, that as you go about your day, you might find yourself with an impulse or some kind of inspiration that comes over you, and that is your cue to follow it. And so that leads us to the mini experiment for today, which is to let yourself follow and be playful or be inspired by something that shows up for you today. It could be going outside or calling a friend or just letting yourself be messy. It could also be just exploring a new street and letting yourself wander. This is not pressure to go out and have big fun. It's just choosing one thing that helps you to be filled with a curiosity and a softness and makes you feel lighter and gives you a sense of joy. And so today's coherence receipt is to track one ray of evidence that shifted your energy when you followed an inspiration or an impulse that turned out to be playful. And I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What does play mean for you? And what is one playful thing that you enjoyed today or led you to following something and gave you curiosity and a sense of awe or wonder? So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for being here, and may you follow a spark of inspiration that makes you feel lighter, curious, and more alive today. And remember, the sun amplifies the field, coherence nourishes the seed, and every return strengthens the signal. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.